Welcome to the Dandy DIY. Today we are making some beautiful ornaments. They're going to be hand sewn using some 5-inch fabric ribbon you can find at Dollar General. I've already taken this template and placed my ornaments onto plastic coated freezer paper so it's easy to iron on. You'll find this template a link in the description box down below to where you can download it for free. Make sure you download it or right-click it once you get over there onto your device, and then you can print it at your leisure. Now, you can see that I'm using my little mini press to press these freezer paper templates onto the fabric ribbon, and you can use a regular clothing iron. It's up to you. And I'm just going to double it. Now, once I do this, I will be able to remove the wire in the edging on this fabric ribbon. Most of it does have a wire in it, and these are designed to be 5-inch in length to fit this particular fabric ribbon. So once I cut it, I now have it doubled, so I have a front and a back, and now I can just cut these out. So once you cut them out, grab you some cord or thread. Now this is number 5 embroidery thread that I'm using in the color black. There are every color you can think of for DMC and Coats & Clark to do embroidery, but you could use cross-stitch thread, twine, jute twine, and any kind of cording that you prefer. You could even use ribbon. So I want you to truly expand your imagination. And in doing these, I decided next ones I make, I'm going to do with actual fabric in the backing or find a solid ribbon color to attach to the back. Each one of them you do a different stitch. For example, I've done a whipping stitch with this little gingerbread man, and they look really rustic and primitive ornaments that are hand sewn. And I placed polyfill in there. When you put your polyfill in, you don't want them really full, but you do want them puffy and fluffy. So make sure that you get into the limbs and the arms and the legs of your gingerbread man. Now, another thing I want to cast in your thought direction whenever you do these little ornaments, number 1, they are ornies, primitive ornies, that we call them short for ornaments, as bowl fillers. So you could tea dye them, coffee dye them, and add cinnamon and spices and give them that scent, which is what I did later on. But for this application, we need to start out with our fabric clean and ready to go. Once I finish this whipping stitch and closing up this little gingerbread man, I always double knot and tie it. Isn't he adorable? These really turned out super cute, and it was just enough fabric ribbon. Now when you do your next ornaments, do each one of them with a different stitch. Instead of just doing them all the same, you could change it up, and that will really give them that homemade primitive look. As you see with the Christmas tree, I'm actually doing a type of dash and run stitch, which is like a basting stitch, but you're actually making, like at the limbs where it's smaller and the fabric is more narrow, I made a little tiny black dot, and then I did a dash. When you get your polyfill out, make sure you pull it and fluff it up before you stuff your ornaments. Reason being is later on when you wash these or they've sit around for a long time, you won't have these knots and collapsed spots within the ornament. And for what we're fixing to do next, we need that to be kind of a smooth, and we don't need these little pitfalls because we just took the polyfill and stuck it in there. Really want to fluff it out and put it in there. So once again, I'm continuing with my dot and dash or basting stitch, a dot and dash basting stitch into this. So this slow sew, you can do this while you're sitting, watch television. You can attach these to gifts and give them as stocking stuffers and just neat little tokens of gifts. So this one, there you go. We've got the Christmas tree ready. So each one of these I did differently. Now this is the surprise. The rub-on transfers, these are vintage Christmas rub-on transfers. Each one of these packs I got from Amazon, so I'll be sure to share the link for each one of those in the description box down below. One will be marked as used in video, the other one will be extras. And I want to show you each one of these because we're going to put them on these fabrics. These ornaments are going to be beautiful because we're going to adorn them. And you can see how gorgeous these vintage Christmas rub-on transfers are. You can use these on wood, metal, glass, paper, fabric, sky's the limit. So these rub-on transfers, you get a lot of rub-on transfers as you can see here. And when you see how we use these, you may truly want to get this particular set, and the other one is just as beautiful. But I did want to show these off to you. And you've got Merry Christmas written there several times. You can make Christmas cards with these. Get your linen paper and your already pre-folded craft paper, anything like that, and make your own Christmas cards. Now here we go. We have all of our ornaments. They're all sewn together and they're ready. So let's select a few items and elements we want to place on to our hand-sewn Christmas ornaments made from ribbon. And I'm just going through here. When you cut these, make sure you keep everything intact. The backing, the front, that will protect these rub-on transfers so that when you get them back out of the pack, still be able to use them. And instead of just cutting into them parts and pieces, try to rough cut out the pieces that you want to use. And so I've selected a bow that had mistletoe on it. I use that as the bow tie on my gingerbread man. And then these ornaments, I'm going to place them on the tree. Now you'll remove the front and take the paper backing off. And they are sticky, so you can place them where you want them, and you have working time. You can reposition them, move them around. There's nothing to be frightened of. Just truly have a good time with it. And you take something, I would recommend use a wooden ice cream stick versus this little dowel, because you will get a more consistent rub off. When you're doing what I'm doing here, you're kind of doing it wrong. As you can see, it's not effectively, the rub-on transfer still attached to the sticky and not coming loose. So when you have a little bit of a resistance, you know that you need to massage them a little bit more, rubbing, so that the ink will let go. And once it does, you'll be able to peel the top cellophane back, and the sticker or rub-on transfer is going to stay in place. Voila! Now I have my bow with a little bit of holly on my tree and the ornaments. So your imagination can really do a lot of things with these beautiful rub-on transfers and make your handmade ribbon fabric ornaments. This is Elizabeth. Until the next DIY, I'll be crafting y'all. Merry Christmas and enjoy making your handmade ornaments.